Was a second in command at the Mount Vernon Police Department, serving as its deputy police commissioner for more than 6 years. She helped keep crime off the city streets and arrested criminals when she needed to. But today, this morning, she was greeted at the door by police officers, but they were there to put handcuffs on her and now charged alongside her 20-year-old son with attempted murder.
Very bizarre story, because yesterday we knew that the mother was alleged to have helped plan out this alleged hit that took place right at this Bronx criminal courthouse on June 29th. While today, from the indictment papers that we read over, they're also looking for the father. They're saying that he assisted in this, he is alleged to have assisted in this attempted murder as well.
A police executive, a gang-related shooting, a courthouse, and they all came together in one shocking case. A woman who spent years serving as one of Mount Vernon's highest-ranking public safety officials is now sitting on the other side of the justice system. Instead of helping prosecutors build criminal cases, she now finds herself defending against one. Now, how the heck did this happen? Well, according to New York prosecutors, former Mount Vernon Deputy Police Commissioner Jennifer Lackard didn't simply witness a violent crime. She allegedly helped make it possible. And if prosecutors are correct, the evidence they're describing, including surveillance video, text messages, and multiple family members allegedly working together, it could make this one of the most extraordinary public corruption cases involving a police executive this year. I am still trying to wrap my head around it, but let's talk about it. Good afternoon, beautiful people, and welcome to Nellie Miranda.
We'll show you video tonight of the 49-year-old Lackard who was let out of the 44th precinct a little while ago, her hands cuffed behind her back. Her son Chase is still inside the precinct. According to sources, both were arrested at their home on Boynton Avenue in the Soundview section this morning, a little more than a month after the high-ranking cop allegedly drove the getaway car for her son in an apparent shooting involving a gang. Lackard's son is accused of opening fire back on June 29th behind the Bronx criminal courthouse while inside the car with his mom behind the wheel. His target, a rival gang member.
A couple of days ago, Jennifer Lackard was still known as a deputy police commissioner. Today, she's been fired, arrested, and charged with multiple felonies, including attempted murder, conspiracy, reckless endangerment, and weapons offenses. Her 20-year-old foolish son, Chase Lackard, faces many of the same charges. Authorities says that her husband, James Lackard, was also charged and apparently, allegedly, is on the run. So, 3 members of the same family, all now accused in connection with one violent incident. This case just doesn't make any sense. I am forced to assume that she must have been under some kind of spell. It's embarrassing enough to raise someone who's involved in a gang, but now you want to help him in his gang-related activities? Make it make sense. I really need to hear her side of the story because I want to know her thought process behind it, because I cannot come up with these sane answers. But here's what prosecutors alleged happened that day on June 29th outside the Bronx criminal court complex. Take a listen.
After he's outside for a couple of minutes, he then re-enters the rear passenger side of the vehicle. He closed the door. The van is then observed or captured on surveillance making a left onto 162nd and towards Grant Avenue. Once there, the rear driver's side window is rolled down, and numerous shots are discharged from that window. And surveillance captured the arm of the individual holding the firearm, who we believe will be able to prove is the defendant, as the sleeve is a light gray a light gray sweater that person is wearing that's discharging the firearm. Multiple shots are fired in the direction of a group of individuals. This appears to be gang related, as one of the individuals that was in that group is a member of a rival set. And this defendant, our investigation has revealed, is a member of a gang as well. After the shooting, the vehicle then took off and in the vicinity of 164 College Avenue. We then observed the father, who was driving James Lackard, the vehicle, during the time of the shooting, change seats with Jennifer Lackard, who then gets into the driver's seat, and the vehicle is then driven back to their residence at Boynton Avenue. Once at that location, prior to Jennifer Lackard and James Lackard pulling into the parking lot, surveillance captured the defendant now exiting out of that same van that was used to do the shooting, but now he's in a completely change of clothing. He now has on a white t-shirt, dark pants, dark shoes, but he still has the same backpack, and that backpack does appear to still be full. So it appears, based on our investigation, that he purposely brought a change of clothes and that he changed his clothes post-shooting to evade the police.
One of the pieces of evidence prosecutors appear to be relying on heavily is a series of text messages. According to the indictment, Chase allegedly texted his mother asking her to be waiting outside when he left. Prosecutors say Jennifer replied that she couldn't simply sit directly in front of the courthouse because the timing has to be right. Those messages will almost certainly become a major focus in this case. Prosecutors argue that those messages shows coordination, but the defense is expected to challenge that interpretation. Perhaps the most surprising part of this story is Jennifer Lackard's position. She wasn't a patrol officer. She wasn't a rookie. She served as Deputy Police Commissioner overseeing Mount Vernon's wellness unit. Her work focused on officer wellness, mental health initiatives, and community outreach. She had spent years building a reputation in public service. So why the heck would she throw all of that away overnight? I just know that Chase has to be her only child. This is the only way to even remotely justify throwing your life away. There cannot be any other children that she has to think about. The city of Mount Vernon announced that her employment was terminated effective immediately after her arrest. And officials also emphasized that the allegations do not stem from her official duties within the department.
Lackard is officially out of a job with the city of Mount Vernon, effective immediately. A spokesman says, in part, quote, the allegations are unrelated to her duties with the Mount Vernon Police Department and do not stem from any conduct associated with the department or the performance of her official responsibilities. The Mount Vernon Police Department remains fully committed to its nationally recognized wellness unit. The department will continue to operate without interruption, and the critical wellness services and support it provides to our officers, civilian employees, their families, and the community at large will continue as part of the department's ongoing commitment to the health and well-being of its workforce.
Before joining the police department, Jennifer Lackard was active in community programs and reentry initiatives designed to help formerly incarcerated individuals transition back into society. Supporters have highlighted that work as evidence of years spent serving her community. Her attorney echoed that same point in court, arguing that the picture painted by prosecutors is completely inconsistent with her life and career.
Prosecutors said the shooting was caught on surveillance and that there were text messages where he told his mom to wait for him outside the building. Meantime, her attorneys highlighting Lackard's decades of service.
Ms. Lackard has for 20 years dedicated her professional life to the health and healing of impacted communities.
Now, keep in mind that Jennifer and her son Chase has pleaded not guilty. But before all of this happened, it is important to note that Chase had previous encounters with law enforcement before June's alleged shooting. Police records indicate that he survived an earlier shooting and was later involved in another incident where officers reportedly shot him after authorities alleged that he pointed a firearm at a police officer. Those earlier incidents are separate from the charges now pending and will be handled independently, but still. Prosecutors argue that they provide context for why investigators were already familiar with him, which means that the parents knew their kid was no good and should have definitely helped him in a more positive way.
But Chase is a reputed member of the Slutty Gang. According to police records, he was reportedly shot by police back in 2024 after allegedly wielding a gun. And in 2023, he was also reportedly shot by a cop in the chest on a Bronx bus during a fight with other teens.
This case now raises several major questions. First, can prosecutors prove that Jennifer knowingly participated in planning the shooting rather than simply being present? Second, how persuasive will the surveillance footage and text messages be to a jury? And third, will the defense successfully argue that prosecutors are drawing conclusions from evidence that can be interpreted differently? We will have to wait and see, but for now, there's a broader issue here. Public trust. Police departments rely on the confidence of the communities that they serve. Whenever allegations involve senior leadership, that trust is undoubtedly tested. I mean, the story is crazy as hell. A person entrusted with helping lead a police department is allegedly part of a gang crime. Obviously, we know that there are crooked cops, but it's still a shocking story. For now, here's what we know. Jennifer Lackard has lost her position with the Mount Vernon Police Department. She, her son Chase, and her husband have all been charged in connection with the alleged June 29th shooting. Jennifer and Chase have pleaded not guilty. Prosecutors say surveillance video, text messages, and other evidence tied the family to the incident. The defense says prosecutors have painted a picture that does not reflect Jennifer's life or career, and now the case moves to the courtroom where evidence will determine the outcome. But what are your thoughts? If these allegations are ultimately proven, should law enforcement leaders be held to a higher standard because of the public trust placed in them? Or should this case be viewed no differently than any other criminal prosecution? Let me know in the comments below, and if you got any value from today's video, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to support the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss future updates. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.